Welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast with Jacob Ayers, providing actionable content to help you along your journey to financial freedom through real estate investing. As the premier asset class, real estate has helped ordinary people just like you amass fortunes. The benefits of passive income from real estate investing will allow you to live a life you want. And now your host, entrepreneur, real estate investor, and apartment deal syndicator, Jacob Ayers.
Hi, and welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, episode 259. Hi, I'm your host, Jacob Ayers. Welcome back to this week's episode. I'm so glad you're here. You are listening to Friday Fundamentals. For all of the listeners that have been listening in and week out, hey, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. And to our new listeners, welcome. I'm so glad you found this podcast. This is what we call Friday Fundamentals. Every week, a short segment where I try to bring just a little value to you, the listener. So this week's Friday Fundamental is potential. Now, potential defined is having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. Similarly, in the world of physics, potential energy is the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its position relative to others, stresses within itself, electric charge, and other factors. Think of potential like a slingshot, pulled all the way back. With a simple release of that strap, the object in the slingshot is rocketed forward. Now, who knew I was inadvertently studying physics as a young kid while causing trouble with my homemade slingshots made of tree branches and bicycle tire inner tubes? Now, you, just like that slingshot, have potential. You're made up of potential energy. This life is filled with endless opportunities. You can do and be anything you want. So why not live up to your full potential and live a purposeful life? Whether you realize it or not, you have the ability to tap into your potential and direct it towards wherever you so choose. We live in a world where we get to choose how to live. Take a moment and think about that. Yes, you get to choose how to live, where to live, who to spend time with, what hobbies and interests to pursue, and so much more. Practically anything you have a choice around. You have so much potential. It's just a matter of tapping into that potential and directing your focus towards your goals. So let's look at some effective ways that will help you do just that. 1, try new things. There is so much for you to experience. Opportunities you didn't even know existed. The only way to find those is to get out and try new things. It's impossible to know what interests you unless you are out there exploring new opportunities. You have to explore both the outside world and yourself to be able to realize what opportunities exist and what you are capable of yourself. 2, put yourself out there. It's so easy to just stay in your comfort zone, do what you know you are capable of, but you'll never challenge yourself, grow, and reach your full potential by staying where you're comfortable. Progress happens when you are challenged because you are forced to solve problems, learn new things, experience new opportunities, and grow to new levels. So put yourself out there, and most importantly, don't be afraid to fail. 3, nurture your environment. Whether you realize it or not, your environment is the single biggest factor in your success. The people who you surround yourself with, your physical location, and the information you process and consume are all part of your environment. When you have an environment that supports your growth, learning, and improvement, then you can more easily reach your full potential. And 4, be a lifelong learner. Continuously studying new things. Your mind is your most valuable asset, so always be sure to invest in it first. Podcasts, books, online courses, conferences, networking with others are all great ways to learn and study new things. Trust me, you will never be too educated. And lastly, take action. This is a vital part of realizing your potential. Taking action doesn't always mean it's the right action. Oftentimes, you'll do something that may or may not be effective, but either way, it's a success so long as you learn from it. Go out and implement new things you learn. Pull the lessons out from the things that did and did not work, and create that feedback loop so you're always improving and getting better. Your potential is massive, and you likely won't tap into it overnight. It's a process that you have to stick with for the long run. It's a journey to become your best self. There really is no finish line. It's more of a lifestyle of constant improvement. You can start right this minute. In fact, you already have started just by listening to this podcast, which simply required you to hit play. Now take hundreds, thousands, or even millions more of those tiny steps in the direction of self-improvement, and just imagine where you'll be in 1 year, 10 years, or even 50 years in the future. My wish for you is that you'll realize your full potential and then live up to it. You are filled with greatness. So go out there and show yourself and the world what you are capable of. Well, that wraps up this week's episode of Friday Fundamentals. Hey, I hope you're getting so much value from this podcast. I hope you like the great guest we've had on the podcast and our great guest lined up in the future. One of those I'm so excited to share with you is Mike McCarthy. He's going to be on episode 260. He's the co-author of Tribe of Millionaires. Well, hey, for more information, resources, and to connect with me, please do so at www.jacobayers.com. Till next week, engineer the lifestyle you want.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, providing you actionable content to build your real estate empire. Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for personal advice. The opinions of guests are their own. Information is not guaranteed. All investment strategies have a potential for profit or loss. The host is operating on behalf of the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom, LLC, exclusively.